This is Alicia Kelso. I'm the executive editor for Nation's Restaurant News. It's a day 2 of the National Restaurant Association in Chicago. It goes by in like some kind of blur. But I am with Brian Wise, who is the Chief Operating Officer at Freddy's. Thank you for joining me.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to you, Brian. Because I love talking to operations people.
Yeah.
Because I like the way you guys think. And B, I've become a little bit more familiar with the brand of late. You just opened in my hometown,
All right,
Louisville, Kentucky, and so it's been fun to sort of get familiar with the brands as I cover it. And I want to talk to you today about some of the things that you're doing on the operations side to sort of speed up service.
Yeah.
We've heard this word throughput more.
It's a big word.
It's a big word.
Yeah.
So I just kind of want to understand where your priorities are now. It's a weird time. It's supposed to be normalizing. I'm not sure that it really is.
I don't think so yet.
But give me sort of a pulse check on the business from your vantage point as COO and what your priorities are now.
Yeah. Well, as it relates to throughput and operational efficiency, we're a cook-to-order concept. So once you order, we start. And that's going to have some certain limitations. Our Steakburgers are a premium lean ground beef product, delicious as we were talking about earlier. And we've been working on ways to make that more consistent, assist the employees in the kitchen to deliver a more consistent product more quickly.
Okay.
And for us, that was in terms of grill technology. And we've been able to cut about 40% of the cooking time on the griddle.
Is that right?
And we have that rolled out to just over 25% of the brand now.
Okay.
And it's really assisting in throughput as we go.
40%?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
It is.
How's that translate to seconds?
Well, for us, remember, we're doing a hand-pressed patty.
Yeah.
And so it's lean, crispy edges with that dome center.
Yeah.
And we get there pretty quick, and about 90 seconds start to finish, and we're in the 55-second range.
Okay, so this is an equipment overhaul.
It is.
Okay.
Around the grill. Yeah.
Okay. What is your timeline for full rollout?
Let's see. Well, I would say we've been working on the manufacturer to be able to come back and retrofit our location.
Okay.
So about 18 more months, and we should be full.
Just in case.
Yeah. Years in development. Like we talk a lot about the Freddy's way, and it has to be right for the guest, and that's our primary focus. And we weren't going to move forward with something until we knew that we had it right. And so we began in 2018, developing this, and just got to roll out mid last year. So.
Is the impetus behind this just entirely throughput?
No, not at all. So for us, around innovation, we really kind of talk top box. It's got to hit 2 major areas. First, it has to be right for the guest and increase the value of their experience. And so a more consistent patty in a drive-through situation, a little bit more timely is a big deal. And that drives value for them. Secondly, though, we're embarking to de-stress the employees in the kitchen. And throughput, I don't know, when I hear that word, I think of stressful environments, more quicker, go.
Yeah.
And what we've found is that the calmer our employees are, and the more they have the technology and the understanding of the position, our throughput increases, and we're calmer while we're doing it. And so that griddle, our career griddle program checks both of those boxes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Heard a lot here. One of my takeaways from the show floor is obviously labor. I'm certain I'm not alone.
No, yeah.
But that entails a bunch of stuff. It's a loaded word, but it includes the employee proposition. And it's interesting to me when you talk about this sort of equipment overhaul, your centerpiece equipment, I imagine.
Yeah. It's,
that you are talking about this, with a vision of having a better employee proposition. Is it just easier to use?
Yeah. Not only easier, but it allows more employees to operate that position. Handcrafting a patty in a stressful environment. If you look up and you've got 50 patties all day, and you know the guests have paid hard-earned money for this, and you want to get it out there, it's stressful. Yeah. And so having some assistance for the employee in doing that, but we're not talking full automation. We're not talking replacing.
Sure.
Just assisting, and allows them to do that in a more comfortable way.
Okay. Yeah. From what I understand, and please forgive me if I'm wrong here, it's not the only thing you're doing on the operations side to both benefit throughput and employee. I mean, you didn't change some color coding or something?
Absolutely. No.
Or the bagging here. I'm not very good at retaining information.
Hey, you got it. No, you got it. No. The other piece is, pre-2020, we were still predominantly a dine-in brand. And we are a fast casual concept. People love coming into our lobbies and sharing family time. And as we went through 2020 till today, the majority of our business is now backed food, whether it be drive-through, mobile order, delivery.
What's majority?
70, upwards of 70%.
Okay.
And now that's continuing to change as our lobbies come back. Good for Freddy's. We're maintaining those drive-through guests, maintaining those delivery orders. So we're faring a little bit better than most around transactions. But backed food is, you've got to be right. There's no chance to walk out in the lobby and make it right with the guest if it's wrong. And so what we really learned is that our kitchen display systems, confusing is a good word. And very tenured employees understand it, they're comfortable with it, but new employees really struggle. And so we worked on the kitchen display systems to really change the game on the way they receive information. And we're just now in the rollout on that. The tests have been spectacular, and we're really excited for phase 2 and 3 of this role.
What are the tests yielding?
Well, first we'll talk employee stress.
Sure.
Right? A new employee picks up the position significantly quicker, and we blend the training with the production. And so in training, you get these beautiful job aids, and they show you how to do everything, and it's full color, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you get out on a line, and you're looking at a black and white screen with words everywhere, and you need to know the build, and you need to understand what the cashier input.
Yeah.
And so we found a way to take those job aids and just display them as a production tool. And so the way they learn and the way they produce are the same. And it wasn't easy. We had some wonderful partners on this that kind of went out on a limb with us, and we thought we could do it a little better. And the result in that is less accuracy issues relating to making on the food. And then when we apply that to the bagging center, ensuring that everything gets in the bag. And there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's a fast-paced environment, and you got to get everything there.
Right.
And so that same technology can be used to aid in the bagging center as well.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a busy time.
Well, and, add to that the fact that 70% of your business model changed.
Yes.
Just in the past 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
How did that, I would argue that we became smarter operators by necessity.
Yeah, I agree.
So how did that change sort of your strategy, your mindset, equipment aside and all that?
Yeah.
Tell me how have you changed?
Yes. Well, in many ways. No. Okay, good. I was looking around that. Comparatively speaking, at 22 years old, we're still a young brand.
Sure.
And we've come up in an environment to where our data, and this was by choice, has been integrated for a lot of years. And so we're not working with legacy systems that can't talk to each other. And so for us, having clear visibility into that data and then being able to bring that into an operational situation, identify where orders were getting held up on the screens, identifying what's on those kinds of orders, what are guests ordering, and being able to blend that all together into a coherent strategy. When we talk I hear the term speed of service, and we talked about throughput. I like throughput because it's about cars moving and drive. It's about the general flow of orders. And if we're talking flow for a kitchen, it's when challenges and abilities are balanced, right? And through COVID, the challenges in the kitchen increased dramatically with many new order loads.
Right.
So the reliance on data to help us rebalance those kitchens in a way, we're smarter for that. We would have eventually figured it out as operators. We're crafty folk.
Yep.
But to do it and have an absolute knowledge of where you're headed is a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will take the good, the bad.
I'll take it.
Why not?
A challenging time.
Brian, how long have you been in your role?
2 years now.
Okay.
Chief Operating Officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you've been with Freddy's. You were a franchisee. Give me some quick history there.
Yeah. Well, Kansas is a small restauranting state, and we've got a brand as powerful as Freddy's coming out of Wichita. Everybody takes notice, and we were in a position, very blessed, to add to our current restaurant portfolio back in 2010. And so a partner and I became franchisees with Freddy's. We built quite a few in a lot of states. And in 2019, I was able to transition over to the corporate side and work directly with our founders on special projects.
Okay.
And then
2019, good timing.
Yeah. There was the first special project was data. And let's get this data to where we could communicate to operators. Sometimes, I love our data analyst team.
Yeah.
They think about data differently than an operator does. And so there was a small group of us that worked on how do we bring this data to operations, and fortuitous timing.
Sure.
So.
Well, obviously, you like what you saw when you were franchising the break.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Be unique perspectives. To have both sides of that.
Yes, we're blessed with for the number of units, 527 units today. We'll build another 62-ish this year, and the pipeline is looking more promising even in the future. But that's really, there's a small group of a number of franchisees that continue to build.
Yeah.
And a lot of those that I was a partner with back in 2010 are still building restaurants today.
Right.
So those are long-term relationships and partnerships.
Sure.
Yeah.
I have some statistics here from our partner, Technomic. This is the rapid fire part of it.
Okay, we'll be ready.
Where I just throw numbers out like I know what numbers are. 925 million in sales last year over year.
Yep.
14.5% increase.
Yes.
515 units end of 23.
Yep.
About 13% growth.
Yeah.
We talked about all the balls in the air that you have to juggle, especially now in a post-pandemic environment. How do you maintain this sense of operational efficiency that you're obviously, very focused on with all the initiatives that you have?
Yeah.
How do you maintain that with growth like this? It's pretty impressive growth here.
It is. Well, we're proud that we do not take that for granted 1 second. That's a quick way to be on the other side of that growth. We're a franchise model, 90, we have 33, soon to be 35 corporately operated restaurants, but the bulk of it is in our franchise community. And what allows growth like this is when the vast majority of franchisees are all growing a little bit. And so that allows the growth to be spread out over a wider area. And then certainly our focus on ensuring that our franchisees, our guests and employees get top-notch service from Freddy's.
Yeah.
It really means that we're spread out over a wide area. So operationally, we invest heavily in our training departments to keep everybody together. And that's been our number one area of headcount growth in the brand the last couple of years. So challenging, But when you know who you are and you stay dedicated to that, and you just work to make it a little bit better every day, it's been a formula that's worked for Freddy's for a lot of years.
Yeah. With that growth as a backdrop, then what are you looking forward to next? What's our conversation going to look like next year?
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to be talking continued evolution of digital.
Okay.
That for our business, I was trying to think of the year. It's only been maybe 2 years at most that we've had a mobile app. Think about that. Had a lot of years with the original double.
Yeah.
And so this is a new order mode that continues to grow, and it reaches many different segments of guests and consumers out there. And so we gather so much good feedback on how they want to continue to experience Freddy's.
Yeah.
We're just launching catering. We've been working on it, and well over half of our locations now offer catering. We'll be at 100% here in the next 5 to 6 weeks.
Is that right?
And so I think
what's the mix on catering for the locations that have it?
It's still new for us, but a revenue driver in that morning day part, our pre-lunch, if you will. And those are great sales to have.
No doubt.
And it's a good, guests get to experience Freddy's in that environment too. And so it's picking up. It's still new for us.
Sure.
We haven't even really put marketing behind it yet. And so I think we'll be talking about more digital order modes. But I think we're going to be talking about, in addition to that, guests want an experience when having a meal. And I understand the value quotient is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Price is certainly there. There's impact on the wallet right now. And for me, I've always thought of that. I think our brand thinks of it as, when they choose us, we need to be right and perfect for them.
Sure.
And if we do that, it's been pretty good. I think those will be the big topics over the next year.
I've got a quick follow-up on catering and then a final question.
Okay, all right.
Get back to the show.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm curious because, catering is becoming a bigger part of the conversation from a macro standpoint. Why was it important for Freddy's to be involved in that conversation?
Well, twofold. I think, first of all, our guests asked for it.
Okay.
And we talked about the value of this really engaged franchisee base that Freddy's has. Mm-hmm. Our franchisees were bringing it forward to us to say, listen, we've got office buildings and student organizations and birthday parties and this that want to have the Freddy's experience, and they want the great food delivered to them in this way. And so it was really a partnership between that. Our franchisees brought it forward. They were integral on the initial part of the testing. And I think it fits,
Sure.
Well, to be seen what percentage of our sales that brings over time. But, creating a special moment for guests are what we talk about every day, whether that's in a mobile order, a delivery, drive-through. Well, why not catering?
Sure.
And
why not throw another channel?
I know, yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're juggling. Here's another ball.
Yeah, here, do this one too.
We're at the National Restaurant Association show. This is not your first show.
No. No.
But I am curious, day 2? I guess I don't know what day it is.
I know. They kind of run together, right?
They run together. It's such a big, productive show. But tell me what your big takeaways here have been so far.
Yeah.
And what you're looking for specifically.
Yeah, no, perfect. We bring a pretty large team here, and we have for many, many years. And so we'll have our chef and our product development teams. We've got our training teams here, our guest experience teams, and our services, franchise services. And so each one of those groups, although coordinated, are kind of looking for different things. We're always mindful for how we can do little things better. And some of my favorite areas is the startup alley over there. And I love spending time over there. If anything, just tell them stay at it. You'll get there. Yeah. And I saw some things today that were really good. And I was telling our chef just a little bit ago, hey, go back over there and check some of this out. Yep. But so anyway, it's one of the only places where our whole team can come together, and we're at conferences and other things all over. But to do it all in one place here is great.
IDE.
Yeah.
Lots of ideation going on.
Yeah, there is.
All right.
They like me to be careful on that, right? Yeah.
Sure. Is there anything else you'd like to share about Freddy's right now?
No, we're just excited about the future of Freddy's. And again, I'll go back. We don't take it for granted for 1 second. And we're really appreciative of our vendor partners that we see here and the success that they've helped Freddy's achieve.
Sure. Well, I'm appreciative that you finally opened in my market.
All right. Well, yeah, we're...
Thanks for that.
It's good to have you.
You're like less than a mile from my house.
All right. That's our national strategy.
You did that on purpose.
Yeah,
You just start opening by restaurant journalists.
We got it. You're on to us.
All right. Well, Brian Wise here at the National Restaurant Association, Joe. Thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of the show.
All right. Thank you.
All right.